gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Oh my god, hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I am currently naked. I've just come back from a party at a friend's house. I was with Paul, but then he kind of like lost me in the way. So I thought, well, since I'm alone, finally at last, why don't I do some videos and talk a bit with you guys. There's so many things going on in my life. It's not even funny, but please, I need to go to the toilet first. I feel like this is a confessional in the toilet. This is where most of our thinking happens, in the toilet while we poo, because we shouldn't be ashamed of what we do, which is poo. We all do it. Let's normalize it. Oh my god, isn't this such a beautiful toilet roll holder? It's a little bird. How cute. I want that in my house. Anyways, I want to do a little bit of a toilet tour, and this is a bin. This is the marble. This is the beautiful toilet roll we have. We have a phone in case we have a stroke while we poo. And this is our... well, I don't want to show you. But yeah, this is it. There is the beautiful tub. Alright guys, so I basically just wanted... I say basically a lot. I've noticed the amount of times I actually pronounce this specific word is absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. Anyhow, I wanted to talk to you about how I've been feeling lately. I've been having a little bit of a baby fever, if you want to call it that way, and I've been having it for a long time. So I thought, why not just taking this really important moment of loneliness, solitude, to basically confide with you guys. I want to start now. This is a girl's dog. So basically, again, I used it again. This is odd. Anyhow, where should we all start? It's actually difficult to pinpoint where my baby fever actually started. I would say my baby fever started the day I had an abortion. That's probably the most accurate moment I could trace it back to. 6 months into my relationship with Paul, from the day I met him, I fell pregnant with him, with his baby, and we weren't ready for that chapter of our life. We barely knew each other, and it was totally unexpected. We were just getting to know each other. We loved each other, but we didn't know what the deal was in our relationship. And so when it happened, it kind of struck us. Paul wasn't expecting it, and I wasn't expecting it, and it was completely out of the blue. Anyhow, because it happened, my parents found out about it. They noticed my change in behavior. They noticed that I was always tired. I was always spending time in bed. I had like huge headaches, and I basically they noticed the change in me. And I remember, because we were on holiday, I was on holiday with my family, and I remember my mother coming into my room and saying, Sophia, like, please, you have to tell me what is going on, because I can't explain it. Like, you have to tell me, I'm really worried. Because I was completely, like, she thought I was sick, and she said, she kind of knew it. She asked me, Sophia, I have to ask you, are you pregnant? And to that question I had to tell her, like, yes mom, I'm pregnant. At the time, she didn't know that I was dating a guy, a man that was 27 years older than me. She did not know. I had not told her. Yeah, well, I kind of introduced it slowly to her that the father was significantly older than me. And when I told her that, she asked me like, how old? And I told her, listen, a lot older. Anyways, in the end, I just told her, I just confessed to it that I was going out with this guy who was 27 years older than me. He was 53. And she was accepting, and she was actually reasonable about it, you know. Whatever happened, and she really wanted me to keep the baby. And she told my father, and both my parents were very pro me having the baby. And because I was by myself with them, they kind of convinced me that actually, yes, I want this baby, considering that I've always wanted to have a family, and I've always wanted to have a baby. You know, my mother, she had 6 kids, 2 of which were adopted. So there's always been this culture of, you know, raising up kids and nurturing them with love and affection, and, you know, there's always been this love around children, basically. Another basically. So after I spent some time with them on holiday, I went back to Poland, and I told them, listen, I actually do want to have this baby. I wouldn't mind having him, you know, or having her. He did not take that very well. He has 3 kids. Well, he has 3 kids himself, and he has a business that he wants to grow, and he's still not divorced, he's just separated. So when I told them, he did not like what he had not liked what I presented him. So he involuntarily manipulated me. Not involuntarily, because he did it voluntarily. He voluntarily manipulated me to have an abortion. He presented me with a case that was against having the baby, and so I thought to myself, if he doesn't want to have a baby, I'm not gonna have a baby with a father that doesn't want to have with a guy that doesn't want to have a baby. I mean, like, I'd have to be a single mother, and I regret that moment every day of my life. I regret that moment literally, like, every day that passes by. I wish I could have stood up for my baby. I'm sorry. I treated this good. Sorry, this wasn't meant to happen. It always happens to me though. I always cry, I always end up breaking up. Yeah, I think that moment is gone. It's back to normality. So yeah, I wish I actually stood up for that baby, and I wish I fought for him. Didn't matter like whether I was a single mother raising him or not. I wish I had him or her, because I miss that baby every day of my life. And you'll be silly, but I actually had a ring made. It's gold with a little diamond. I don't know if you can see it, but basically it symbolizes the fact that basically I had this little diamond. In my belly, but then it had to basically go, and that's why it's half open. Oh, this is so silly. Basically the baby is free to go, and it says, well, it's carved, but basically it says 8/8/2020, which is basically the date when I had the abortion. And I always carry it with me. I always wear this ring, always, to never forget. It's very special, actually. It's very sentimental for me. But back to the story. He decided not to have this baby because he already had 3 children, and he was still married, officially married to his wife, because that's where she was. And we were just, they had been separated for 5 years, but yeah, they just hadn't initiated the divorce. Like a month later, after I did the procedure, I started having hormonal changes that completely fucked me up. I kept on crying every single day. I was a complete wreck. I was very mean, I was very angry, I was frustrated. I always tried to fight with Paul. Like whatever small reason I had to fight with Paul, I would just take it and fight with him and create a discussion or create an argument just for the sake of it. I had so much anger inside me. I literally turned into a monster, and it was really, really bad. So that went on for about 4 months, and after those 4 months I finally settled and I went back to normal. Everything went to, well, accordingly, like life went on, right? I moved to Dubai and everything else, and then my sister becomes pregnant, and that also really destroyed me. And what destroyed me the most was the fact that she ended up naming the baby with the name that I loved, that I would have used to call my baby, and that name was Noah. I don't know why, but when she announced that it was a boy, I just said, well, why don't you call him Noah? I love the name. And she ended up calling him Noah. So today, at the time, it really killed me, because I thought that it should have been my baby. But now looking back, I'm actually super happy, because that is actually my little baby. Like, I don't know, it's like someone died, my baby died, but basically there's a new life that formed, which is beautiful. It was my sister's baby. So I'm actually super, like, now looking back, I'm super happy that she gave him that name, as if it was in remembrance of my baby, you know. And now again I'm about to cry, because this is such a dedicated, I'm sorry, I need another minute, sorry. So yeah, she named him Noah, and he came to life and he was born, and he's such a beautiful kid. He has my sister's eyes, and he's such a sporty little kid. He took it all from his father, and it's just like an adorable, beautiful, lovely kid. And I'm so happy for them, literally. And he gave us like a lot of joy even in our family. It's just really nice. And then Noah basically made me want to have a kid. I had a really long discussion about it with my sister, and she even said, like, just, you know, there's never gonna be a right time to have a baby. If you feel like you really, really want a baby, then you should just have it. And that's exactly how I feel. Like I'm feeling the need to have a baby. Like whenever I read about it in books, like, that's what I want. And believe it or not, it's the 9 years old that make me want to have a kid, not the newborn baby. It's literally the older ones, like the relationships that you form when they're like talking and they're older, and like they can have conversations. And I think that's because when I went to London, I was an au pair for these 3 lovely kids in Parsons Green, and I was living with them, and they literally became like my siblings. Like, I loved them so much, and they were so nice and cute, like literally, like, and the relationship that they had with their parents, with their mother, it was stunning. And when I look back, I look at that and I say, oh my god, I want that so badly. I want them so badly. But like, they were such smart kids. They were smart and loving, and like, it's just so cute. And I remember there was the 9-year-old, which was the one kid that I had the most connection. Actually, no, I wouldn't say the most connection, because even with the 6-year-old one, I felt there was a big connection. But with the 9 years old, I had such a good relationship, because she was talking, and like she could make proper conversation, and she was beautiful. She was absolutely stunning. They were all stunning, literally each single one of them. So when I just think about them, I just want my own. That's what I want. And yeah, I can't wait for the day that actually comes to life, to be honest. I've talked to Paul, but Paul is very busy with his work, and sometimes I feel like a little bit I feel like I don't have that position in his life, because that position is held by someone else, and that's his kid's mother. And I feel like, especially like in like around this group of friends, they don't see me as like an important figure. Like they see his ex as like, you know, the ex, like as the wife, because she had the kids, and I'm just the girlfriend, if you guys know what I mean. And unless I have a kid of my own, I will always be just the girlfriend. Well, she will be the mother of the 3 beautiful kids that they've had. And sometimes it really makes me sick, and I wish I had not taken a man that was married. Not that was married, but that was married actually, that was married and that had 3 kids. And I wish I had gone for a man that was single. And even to this day I regret that. If I could go back, I could have settled for a different type of love. Not maybe as intense, as true as the one that I have with Paul, but for a more clean and more simple one. I don't know. Who knows, right? We can't go back in time, can we? We're in love with the person we're in love with. We can't change that. Unfortunately, so many of us wish they could, but we can't. The truth is that we can't. Am I the only one going through this? Like, what do you guys think? Am I on the right? Am I on the wrong? What should I do? I have no idea. Yeah. Also, I feel for Paul, because he's nowhere near where he wanted to be with his business, in life, in terms of money. And I'm sure that if he was in the position where he could afford to have a baby, maybe he would. But can I wait all my life? Can I wait? Can I waste my years, my fertile years, for someone that doesn't even have a family as a priority? Not with me, at least, because he already has one. He doesn't have the issue. So these are all things I have to think about, that kind of haunt me, to be honest, especially nowadays. I wish there was like a magic wand that could just solve all of my problems. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go now. You guys, I don't even want to say like and subscribe, because it's gonna cheapen this video. I hope you guys liked it or enjoyed this little talk with us. This is like a bit like a venting session. This is like, right now you're like my therapist. But if you have any feedback you want to give me, I would suggest you to just send me a private message, because I think this is private, and I wouldn't want like the whole world to see it. So please go to my Instagram. It's called The Girl from Parma, and send me a private message with your feedback. I really need it, honestly. With that said, I love you all, and thank you for listening and be there for me right now. And please let me know your suggestion and what you have to say about this. Maybe there is something wrong here. Maybe I should be looking at it with different eyes. With different eyes. Maybe you could help me with this. I think we could all do with a little bit of help these days. So yeah, love you all. I hope it wasn't too long of a video. I tried to make it as short as I could. So yeah, bye bye.